get people to worship.
Or not. I mean, it's something you'll get all wackies in here because of it. So.
Okay. Yeah. You never know. All right.
Later.
Good
So
luck.
to follow. Later, bro.
Much
Bye.
love.
Later, bro.
Oh, you were trying to queue up last night, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. What brings you to me?
Your prompt's wrong.
What about it is wrong?
Black people can be racist to white people. So I guess we're operating off a different definition of racism.
Okay. So you don't believe that, at least under your definition, that black people can be racist to white people?
Correct.
Okay. And why is that?
Because racism is a system of subjugation based off white people subjugating non-white people for their social, financial, and political benefit. So somebody that's engaging in racism is participating in a system that uplifts white people against non-white people.
Okay, so it's not possible for an Asian person to be racist to a black person?
Yeah. But that's not a black person.
As in it's not race. You can't be racist.
A Asian person can be racist to a black person because of their proximity to whiteness. That's why they're able to set up monopolies in black areas, correct? But you cannot set up a monopoly in their community, just like you cannot set up a monopoly in white communities.
What do you even a monopoly? What do you even
Sir,
talking
you
about?
do
Where
know
does it say where does it say that Asian people are allowed to set up a monopoly in black communities?
Okay, if we go to the black community right now, are there a plethora of Asian-owned businesses?
It depends on the area.
Come on, you're being disingenuous. Who controls the beauty supply market, sir?
Depends on the area?
It does not depend on the area. Who controls the beauty supply market in America? What group of people
probably
typically?
Probably broadly, if I had to guess, billionaires? Are you asking for their race?
Yeah.
Probably white people.
Okay, prove that.
No, I didn't.
So
I wasn't. You're asking me a question to make an inference. I'm not going to prove something. You asked me to make an inference. I never said for sure that this is the case.
Okay,
you just asked me a question to give my best guess, and that's my best guess.
So you're being disingenuous, and then you're making statements with nothing to substantiate it. So you said mostly.
No, I would probably have at a guess white people because disproportionately.
If I tell you that you're wrong and can prove it, then what? So you're telling me when you drive to a black neighborhood.
So then just do it. It's not that. Wait, stop. You're a grown ass man. Stop. Okay. It's not that heavy. Take a breath. It's not that big of a deal. Don't take yourself so seriously.
What are you talking about? We're just having a conversation.
Relax. No, you're not.
Relaxed.
You're like breathing heavy, trying to like.
I'm breathing
what
heavy.
If I could prove this? Just give me. Okay, prove it to me. It's wrong. I don't know why you're acting like we're we're like PvPing in a fucking.
We're just
arena.
having a discussion based on your prompt. Nobody's upset.
Okay,
Nobody's
then bring down the temperature. Then go ahead.
What temperature? I'm talking to you normally.
You're not. You're being obviously combative. So go ahead.
Sir, asking you to substantiate a claim you made is not combative.
No, it was not a claim that I made. You asked me to make an inference about this.
No,
I said I don't know. I literally said I don't know several times, and then you asked me several times, so I obviously made an inference.
I asked you a question. You gave an answer, and then when I said no, you said yes.
Be an adult. Be normal.
Sir,
be normal.
Okay, you don't want to have a real discussion. So this is.
I am having a real discussion.
So this is how I'm going to prove your prompt wrong. This is what Vanderbilt University. Okay. This is what Vanderbilt University says racism is. The systematic subordination of members of targeted racial groups who have relatively little social power in the United States, blacks, Latinos, Latinas, Native Americans, and Asians, by members of the agent racial group who have relatively more social power, whites. This subordination is supported by the actions of individuals, cultural norms and values, and the institutional structures and practices of society. Do you agree with that?
Number one, I don't even know. Absolutely.
Okay, so
let me speak. because there's two different definitions of racism. There's racism as we understand it, typically interpersonal racism, and then there's systemic racism. The definition you just read, as I understand it, is not widely adopted by most social or collegiate academic institutions. Most academic institutions refer to racism as prejudice about race. So it's a prejudice of another group of people in regards to race is what racism is categorized as. And there's systemic racism, which is racism with some kind of institutional power or some kind of significant backing, be military or something like that, to be able to enforce prejudice based on race. That is the difference between the two. And in the example that, hold on, and in the example that you just gave, this would limit racism away from places outside of the United States. It even states the United States inside of its palm. So I'm just going to ask you a simple question off of that, because you just asked me one. If a white person goes to China, and in China they are racist, can they be racist to the white person? Let's say there's a new policy in China. Every single white person who enters their borders will be hunted down, tortured, and then eliminated. Is that racist?
That is such a crazy hypothetical.
Weird. It's almost like we use hypotheticals to test our understanding of the world. Answer the question.
I like actual examples, but using this ridiculous, nonsensical hypothetical.
Answer the question.
If it was based,
would it be racist?
So I'm trying to answer your question. If the Chinese government was literally hunting down non-Chinese people simply because of their race and unaliving them, that would be racism. However, I want to go back. Can we go back to what you said? You said it's based off prejudice. What does prejudice mean?
Prejudice means like a negative or some kind of opinion about something in lieu of facts.
So a preconceived notion not rooted in fact or experience, right?
That's what I said. I would say.
Okay, so do black people?
That's what I said.
Do black people have enough reason to have an aversion to white people?
To be racist? No.
I didn't say racist. Do we have a reason?
Not to the level of.
You're not letting me. No. You're not answering what I asked you. So it's prejudice.
Not for all white people.
Why are you
no.
Yelling?
My answer is no.
Why
you're
are
not
you yelling?
Because you're not listening to me.
Okay.
I already answered it. For all white people, the answer is no.
Okay.
No.
So again, if prejudice is a preconceived notion not rooted in fact or reason or experience, what you are saying is black people do not have a history that is negative in dealing with white people. That's the only way we can be prejudiced.
No. The way that you can be prejudiced is black people have an insufficient history, currently existing black people have an insufficient history with white people to warrant being racist or being prejudiced towards every single white person that is currently existing anywhere on planet Earth.
Yeah, you're misquoting that. But anyway.
No, I'm not. Wait, no. To be clear, it is about race. It does not say. It says nowhere in the definition of racism that it's racist only to the people in your neighborhood. The idea is whether or not you have a sufficient reason to hate every single person. Who
said it's about hate? Race. Who said anything about hate?
Do you think racism is about hate?
No, I don't. You brought the word up.
All right. Well, okay. So you don't. If you want to have a separate conversation about whether racism is about hate, we can have that separate conversation. It doesn't matter. It's about whether or not you have a negative or derogatory feeling based on a lack of evidence for the entire race.
And what if you have rationale for that feeling? Is my point.
You can't. There is no rationale that currently exists. There is no rationale that currently exists. Just say all white people are bad. It's not a thing.
Who said anything about being bad? Nobody said that. You think
is racism bad?
Sir,
wait, is racism bad?
Why do you keep yelling? Bad? You said I'm the one yelling, but you're the one screaming into your microphone.
Because you're constantly interrupting me. You're constantly interrupting. You're never letting me finish any of these things. I am interrupting you because you're interrupting me.
Okay, well, you say what you're going to say, and I'll just listen then.
Okay, so when we're talking about racism, right? When we're talking about an aversion to an entire group of people, they're based on their race, right? There is no amalgamation of facts that warrants this for white people. It just doesn't exist. There is no facts that currently exist that allows you to have any opinion about white people altogether at all. The only opinion that you can really have that's rooted in fact about white people is that per capita, they're going to have less melanin than black people. Like that's really the only general statement that I'm going to be comfortable making, because there's such a wide and obvious diversity amongst white people that it makes no sense to be prejudiced against the entire
Okay,
race.
so just to clarify, you are saying there is no historical or current context to why black people in general would have an aversion to white people. That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is there is no historical or current context that would warrant currently having an aversion to every single white person that is
That's
currently
literally what I'm
existing.
asking you, sir.
No, it isn't. That's not what your question said.
Okay.
To currently,
Okay, so
for all of the white people who are currently
so
existing.
there aren't things currently going on.
No, okay. How is okay? The historical and current context for white people does not grant you, or does not warrant the position for an aversion towards all currently existing white people.
So all white people don't have white privilege?
No, I mean, I would say all white people have some form of white privilege. Sure.
Where did they get it from?
It's probably like society, and well, maybe not all people. There's probably some white person that's in some jail in some place where it's like, but in the spirit of the argument,
even with that example,
pretty much all white people, sure.
Okay, so all white people have white privilege. Where did they get that privilege from, sir?
I mean, there's multiple different systems. I mean, if you want to talk about in America, it's the system that we've created that upholds whiteness to be beneficial for them, that sees this as like a thing to be cherished and proliferated. If you want to talk about like in the East, it's probably the idea of cultural exports to the East and stuff like that, and probably economic.
What you're trying to say is that white people gain their white privilege through a system that pushed down non-white people and elevated white people in all aspects of society, i.e. racism. They got their privilege from the system of racism, correct?
There is a racist system that benefits white people. Yes.
Okay, so that's where they got their privilege. That's all white people, even poor white people, even white people in jail because of something they did.
Yeah, but they didn't. No, that's not true. But even if
so white people in jail don't have white privilege.
Hold on. Notice how you just interrupted me.
Okay, go ahead.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so for white people, right? That even if they, this system exists, they didn't choose to have this system when they were born. Nobody chose for this system to exist. So why am I treating every single person as equally responsible for this system, or even equally responsible to the point of having an aversion towards their race? This makes no sense.
You're arguing something I didn't ask, though.
Notice how you're interrupting me again.
Because you're arguing something I didn't talk about.
Okay, that's okay. So you are allowed to interrupt me.
Okay, go. I mean,
I just want to establish that we can interrupt each other.
Okay, sorry, it's your panel.
Okay, so
I don't control anything here.
If we're not going to interrupt each other, then we're not going to interrupt each other. I don't care if we do, but I'm just saying. Like,
can I ask you? Can I ask you a question though?
No, you cannot, because I wasn't done talking. Then. Okay, so for a system that they didn't create, because many of these people are born into the system, and this system is older than any currently alive person by 100-fold, right? So why am I blaming all of these individual people? Right? Because I'm blaming individuals when I blame the entire race. I'm blaming individuals because everybody fits within that group. I'm not being specific. I'm not adding circumstances. I'm saying everyone. Just because you benefit from a system that currently exists, that does not justify me having an aversion to you. That's ridiculous.
So, again, you didn't answer what I asked. I didn't even ask a question. What I made was a point. All white people have privilege. You already conceded that point. Even poor white people, even white people in jail that committed a crime. Because you cannot name any place in society where white people are being oppressed based on their race. Because they all have the privilege that you already conceded to. Now, regardless if they were just born into it, they still benefit and still do nothing about a system they know inherently benefits them and puts other people down. Correct?
No, this is a total lie. The idea that no white... Wait. Stop.
Please. You won't let me finish.
No, cut it out. You did. You asked correct. That was a question. When I started answering your question, you opened your mouth.
Go ahead, bro.
Just cut it out.
Go ahead.
It's really not that difficult. Okay, so there are...